the Morphling coming up for Silent. This is a Silent hero, and I think he plays very well with this. So we'll see how it goes for Empire up against mYinsanity. mYinsanity could really use a win here. Obviously, Empire with a 3-1 score currently in Starladder. They're up to a good start, and a win here against a team that is... It's not an easy win, man. This is one of the better teams, I think, in Starladder this season. So we'll see how things pan out for both squads as we get underway. The draft has been completed. Our heroes have been chosen, and they're heading to their lanes currently. So for mYinsanity, we're going to have Cole playing your Slark in the top lane. Joining him will be Lazard on your Skywrath Mage. In the mid lane, it is going to be Milan playing your Templar Assassin. Down bottom is going to be Mitch playing your Omni Knight, and Grazine is going to be on your Tidehunter.
So looking over at Empire here, we've got Yoki running on the Jakiro offlane here. No boots, so there is, as we've been seeing in Starladder a lot recently, there's a really good chance he's going to go down a couple of times in this laning phase. But you never know. I mean, obviously the Omni Knight isn't the most... ganking support. Anyways, we got Resolution running the solo mid, just going for the bottle rush outright. Not too surprising here. Arc Lightning will allow him to get that very early on. It's going to be the Elder Titan support, played by Always Wanna Fly here. So he's going to be just no boots, running around with Tango's branches, doing what he can, alongside Aloha Dance. This guy is one of the most underrated Rubik players out there. He loves this hero, plays it a ton in pubs, and he is extremely legit when it comes down to maximizing his efficiency on that spell steal. But Silent is going to be, of course, your Morphling, and he does obviously have some repertoire with the hero as well. Not the best matchup against the Slark. It's not ideal there, and obviously he doesn't necessarily want to go into a BKB against Grazine. But as it stands, if he just gets a Manta up against the Skywrath Silence, he might be able to ignore BKB for a very long time.
This duel lane is not going to be easy by any stretch of the imagination. This is not going to be fun. Grazine obviously can Anchor Smash, and Silent is doing a nice job of pulling the creep wave, but Purification plus Anchor Smash equals you're probably dead. So he's got to be careful about this, and Silent will take an Anchor Smash to the face. We'll have to keep our eye on this duel lane, obviously. They will be pulling, though, so they do have the tri-lane coming out. Aloha Dance is going to pull things through. Meanwhile, it is going to be individual Resolution versus Milan. Arc Lightning. This is a good matchup for Milan, especially when he gets refraction levels, because Arc Lightning is not going to take off the refraction too easily, but he can spam it out. That's the thing, is that he can spam that Arc Lightning. Meanwhile, bottom lane, is there going to be an engagement? Mitch is going to maybe get stomped. He actually doesn't have it. Always Wanna Fly is one of the one. Telekinesis is going to come in. Morphling is here nearby. Absolutely not. Purification is going to go. Always Wanna Fly takes the damage and then backs away. So, a bit of a tiff, but nothing really happening in that bottom lane.
Yeah, but if they're the ones taking the shots, if they're the ones brawling with the bottom lane, that means that Morphling just gets to freely focus on the creep layer, which is important since I don't think that Jakiro is going to be contesting this Slark too heavily, so Morphling has to keep on pace with him, and he has to have CS as his main focus, otherwise Slark can pick up like a 5-minute Midas, and things get bad from there. But the boots are already coming out for Silent, so he might be able to engage long range with a waveform, and
no,
buddy!
Mitch. Rip!
Mitch.
Oh my god, he is sad.
Yeah, he's got about a minute here, nothing to do.
Well,
he's
enjoy just chilling out with Roshan, I suppose, Mitch, buddy. It's going to be a bit of time. And Aloha Dance is going to do his best to make sure he doesn't leave anytime soon with telekinesis. It is now Aloha Dance's job to make sure Mitch has a bad time. Okay, I don't know where that happened.
Mid lane, it was just Milan getting a side blade off on it.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, that probably shouldn't happen. That's actually... Okay, maybe the trade's even now. Resolution kind of, unfortunately, can't bottle crow anymore, so that's a bit of an issue.
At least he has the bottle, though. They have maybe the ability to cover the bottom room. Obviously, that's not going to be doing too much in that regard. And Amja is pretty experience dependent when you think about it. Like, he really needs to get his level 6 to be showing off his potential impact there, and overall he wants to get some real items up. He's going to be moving out the TP scroll now. He's going to fly the courier as soon as he can, and he should be able to get off this cliff, but you never know. Aloha Dance might get the vision with this illusion and then go ahead and try to go for a TK, though he is currently out of range.
I think the Rubik illusion does have vision. Aloha Dance needs to move now. I think Mitch is going to get away. Alright, that could have been a lot worse for Mitch, I think. That could have been so much worse. I mean, Yoki's going to get caught out. You talked about him going down, and that is your first blood.
Dude, I've seen so much offlane Jakiro feed this past week. Like, it's been dozens and dozens of deaths from the Twin-Headed Dragon, and I feel like you need boots just to be able to avoid situations like that. The concussive pounce, it makes it all too easy.
Going back to the stat that we talked about earlier with Bounty Answer, by the way, just in case anyone was wondering, Chaos Knight has been picked 8 times, Bounty Answer 9, Chen 10, so he is second to last currently in the picks, and just for anyone that was curious. But
CK doesn't feel that bad, honestly. I mean, there are always better, generally speaking, there are better alternatives, but I've seen Mushi play some mean CK.
His ult is so long now. It's like, what, 32 seconds or something? Meanwhile, it's out beats the bottom. Mitch is going to get caught out. The S Purification Repel is going to be used as well. Right-click Mitch is, I think, dead here.
Yeah, there's no getting out of this one. I mean, he will run for the hills, run for his life, but end of the day, the Sav is going to get canceled. If the Sav had stayed, I think actually he would be okay, but one more right-click.
Get him silent! Come on, buddy, you're so close!
He doesn't have move speed, but he also has nowhere to run, so there's that.
What a chase. Should have threw that in showcase mode and see what happened, but Silent gets the kill. He's up to 1,000 gold now. I think Gruzin was nowhere nearby, and oh well. Rip. Goodbye. And that actually does give a bit of gold over to Silent, so that's huge. What does he pick up? He has Basilius Shreds now. Double ring of Prot Strat coming up for the Tavage, by the way.
Yeah.
So
it's getting really popular. The ring protection is a very, very cost-efficient item, and just the only weakness, obviously, is that it only takes up one item slot for a small amount of gold. But end of the day, you can turn it into Tranquils or Basilius, or you can just sell it off and only lose about 100 gold in that investment. It's not the end of the world, and it helps you a ton in the laning phase. Though I don't feel that Tide is one of those heroes that has that much of an issue. Like as long as he doesn't get right-clicked by the Elder Titan and the Rubik, if he's just getting hit by the Rubik, he should just be able to survive via Kraken Shell alone.
Honestly, I think, Tidehunter's naturally tanky anyways. They're going to try to steal this stack coming out. There's going to be the Astral Spirit coming in. He has level 1 natural order. He does have Stomp. Repel's going to come through. They don't want to get telekinesis. Gruzin's going to run back in. They're just kind of saying, hey, I'm here. You can't really do anything to me. Yoki in the top lane, top rune spot. Silenced, Ancient Sealed, sidetracks. He's slowed up now.
He's got the face boots. Yeah, he's dead. The face boots.
I think he is going to... Okay. They saw the salve and they're like, nope, we're not chasing that. Down bottom, Purification, Stomp. They're going to get the kill on the Mitch. Purification came out, but it was not on time, unfortunately. Gruzin will back up into the tower range and always want to fly will back away. Happy with what they've accomplished. As we catch the tail end of Mitch dying yet again. Mitch the Omni Knight.
Yeah, so we're going to be a rough game for him in general. They're going to be focusing him down, but eventually he just contributes so much that as long as he stays in the back, it's still going to be huge to have him on the team. Obviously, a bit of a liability now with the whole telekinesis fiasco and such, but in general, it's going to be great to have him involved in the fights, and if they get the initiation on their terms, he can always be the follow-through. So I think there's still a lot that he can bring to the table here, but it seems both sides are kind of posturing towards this mid lane here. Ward's coming up for resolution, so it's not going to be easy to gank with the Skywrath, though he definitely wants a piece of the action.
Yeah, this is that both supports sitting mid kind of just eyeing each other across the way. Aloha Dance actually gets double damage when it's about to run out anyways, but Skywrath going down to the bottom jungle here. Courier's going to come in. Gruzin has Gush. He's going to use it.
Nice.
Concussive shot as well. Looks like Aloha Dance is dead telekinesis, and they're going to try to avoid it. It actually goes on to the Skywrath. Will they get this kill? It looks like maybe not. I thought for sure he was going to go down with a well-timed telekinesis. They avoided an Arcane Bolt, and Lizard has still managed to follow up, so Aloha Dance is fine.
Yeah, it's just Mitch can't do anything in that. It's just a 2v1, even if there's a third body.
Resolution will not be so fine, as he is going to die. Lightning Bolt, no rotations coming in. He just gets dove. That is your classic Templar Assassin 7-minute die with refraction, so...
Yeah, pretty much. I'm really surprised that he didn't commit to Jakiro earlier, because he does have a massive movement speed advantage, but... Yeah, and now he's going to go in here, and he should be able to get it pretty easily. I mean, how quickly does Yoki drop? Oh, that armor is just insufficient, and there's the side blade.
Oh, man. Styling on him.
Ooh, Silent goes down bottom, though.
Lane, they do get the kill. No Ravage used. It was actually just, I believe, Purification and Anchor Smash. Wasn't quick on the draw there to catch that one, but...
It was a full volley of the Skywrath spells, and then Mitch did get the Purification on him. So, yeah, they didn't even need a Ravage in the bring down Silent.
That's a huge kill, man.
He's rocking 23 to 50 as far as the strength to agi ratio, so it's understandable that he's a little squishy, but that's still a really big deal. His treads are also on intelligence, so I think he was about to go for like a waveform out, and the timing wasn't there.
Couldn't make it. Silent with a rough tap to his hand, and he's going to wait for Monte Gruzin to get a CS actually. Using a bit of mana. He does have his bottle, by the way. And I think top lane, this is really going well. Cole gets, I believe, a kill going his way. I'm not sure if it was a kill or assist. It's a kill, actually. He has his Aquila now done. He's got his treads as well. And on top of that, the TA mid, with those kills, has his drum flying out. So all of a sudden, mYinsanity are in a very good spot here. They're in a position where if they can continue to shut down Silent, maybe even get Grazine a couple of agent stacks, and obviously get him his Blink Dagger, his Ravage is up now. They can start fighting here. This could become very difficult for Empire very quickly.
Yeah, I think the stacks is a really good point. If they can kind of spread the wealth and get everybody up to a point where they're all ready and willing to fight, it's going to be great. We do see Milan going for a solo play, though, and he might just get it. The last right click comes through, and the telekinesis will get a kill in return. Buyback for the God's Wrath. No, sir, you're not getting out of this one. And, yeah, I guess it's warranted if the TA was getting out. I think she was dead, but, of course, it's never certain to tell as far as the cooldowns of certain abilities like Refraction. It's definitely a better safe than sorry play.
Aloha Dance was yelling, Zeus ult now! And he's like, alright, I'll buy back for it. He hits the R button to get the kill. Yeah, I think he was dead regardless of whether or not he buys back there. I think telekinesis and a couple of tower hits. I don't think he had Refraction.
He didn't, but it's hard to tell from their perspective.
Yeah. So, it's still, they get the kill regardless, and, I mean, he buys back. He doesn't really lose that much. I mean, he already had his Arcane's battle. You'd like to maybe get a Blink Dagger or a Yules or a Force Staff or whatever, but he can wait. As long as they get the kill and stop the TA roll, I think that's pretty important, so... Milan is back mid. Meanwhile, over Grazine is having a heck of a time. It's a party with these ancients.
Well, he didn't get that stack. The ET kind of messes with it a little bit here, and I believe it is pretty well scouted out now. The Astro Spirit, Soul Ring, he always on flag and make his life a nightmare, and it's just going to be a center war for now. So a triple stack is where that camp shall remain for now, and that's still going to be plenty for when Grazine gets his Anchor Smash up a little bit to farm it out.
Yeah. 2-2 in the Anchor Smash from Crack. Shell's power surprisingly much, so he needs a couple of levels before he can really start going to work. Anchor Smash is stolen. Not a bad spell to steal for Aloha Dance.
Good for pushing out the wave, but it is only level 2 as mentioned, and yeah, it's just going to be kind of 4 people sitting behind Silent to an extent. Like, they really just want him to get farmed up and get him towards his first big item and prevent any kind of Ravage counterplay when this tower push comes through. The fortification pops at 70 HP, but they're waiting out further. Silent's going to wait for him out.
They will deny the tower, and that is 4 heroes committed to the bottom lane that do not accomplish their goal of getting that tower. Concussive shot. Silent is going to get chased out here. Will they dive this? Grazine has Ravage, obviously. Milan is going to walk through. Refraction's going to go. They're still diving Milan. I don't know about this, buddy. Refraction has been stolen for Aloha Dance. He dodges the Melt Strike. There is going to be the Ravage, though, and boom, they destroy that poor Elder Titan. What else will they get out of this? Aloha Dance now. Refraction is gone. Right click. Zeus ult goes down. Milan still diving. Mitch a little bit too deep. Purification not available. Waveform from Silent is enough. Milan with the heavy dives. Ice Path does connect. Beautifully done from Yoki, but there's the Melt Strike. They do have the Sentry Ward, but they're not there yet, but here comes Resolution. Lightning Bolt, they need one more. Arc Lightning goes in, and they get the kill. The Fade Bolt came out as well, I believe. Really beautiful counter initiation from Empire. Kind of an interesting dive from mYI as well.
Yeah, I honestly think that as soon as the waveform came out, where the Morphling was able to escape underneath this Tier 1 tower, they should have just let it lie as it was. They already got to deny the tower, that was a win. But, the Slark's up top, he's just like, Team, why are you thinking so hard? Yeah. I'm almost to my Blink Dagger, just settle it down. But,
Can you not fight? Like, can you just please don't do that?
Just a little bit. He almost had the Tier 1 top too, but that is going to be outside the deny range, and he's just going to probably buy the Blink Dagger in just a moment here. He did see the Shadow Dance taken off in the mid lane, so he might know something about this Observer Ward if he knows specifically how weak the tower vision is in that region.
He does pick up the Blink Dagger. Milan's going to come in as well. Milan has been really... He hasn't gone back to the mid lane and farmed up any other item, and I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing, but he's kind of trying to force engagements where they aren't available. Like this top lane, he TP'd in. He was looking clearly for the Elder Titan, couldn't find him. Now he's got to just farm the jungle up. We do have a couple of heroes mid for Empire. Aloha Dance and Zeus are nearby. The Resolution, I should say. Also in the jungle is Yoki, and he's farming. If he's trying to get to that Yule Scepter, he's got, I don't think, anything else in the Courier. Yeah, he just has the Sage's Mask, so he's far away from that. What about the Tide's Blink? 1,000 away, it looks like, from the Blink Dagger for the Tide Hunter, so...
Yeah. So you can farm the triple stack and be close out about half that gold difference. But if you look at the Sentry Ward by the Ancient Camp here, you can't see the circles during a pause, but obviously they haven't killed off that Radiant Sentry Ward, so they did not get the D Ward off as intended, and that's a little unfortunate.
That's just out of range, man. Look at that. It's right on the edge. Both of them, in fact. Just an awkward situation to be in. Just like...
Oh, yeah, especially the high ground one. Oh, my gosh, that's very frustrating. I mean, they could have definitely put that slightly off, and it would have been different. Up top, the Blink Dagger's unveiled on the other Titan.
Yeah, he did not expect that one, nor did I, as he did go down.
Yeah. He went for a TP, but he just dies too quickly.
Unfortunate. He's dead for another 5 seconds. Elder Titan not having the best game. He's died a couple of times. Resolution's trying to counter ward, or counter trap, I should say. Another pause coming in. Sorry! All caps. He's really sorry, man.
Yeah, as sorry as one can be. So you need an emoticon on top of that.
You need sorry exclamation point, like the sad face.
Sad, yeah.
Whatever the sad face is, whatever emoticon that one is.
I think it's just sad.
The undying one, the dirge one.
Oh, that one too, yeah.
Or just horse. Sorry! Exclamation point, horse. What a great emoticon, man.
Oh my gosh. So Omni-Knight is at level 6, and he has gone for a 3-3-0-0 build. I don't mind skimping on Guardian Angel just a little bit, but I'm trying to think of what the Repel will be able to do for them. They don't have to worry about purge and stuff, so I think the Slark has to be getting pretty aggressive very shortly. They put the Repel on the Slark, and he just jumps in and kind of goes a little YOLO there. I think he can get a kill on either the Zeus or the Rubik pretty quickly, and that would obviously allow them to gain a lot of momentum. So I think the build is fine, but he probably should be collaborating with either the Tia or the Slark very soon to be able to really capitalize on that extended duration.
Yeah, I think so as well. I think Mitch can get away with it because there's not much right click on the side of Empire. You have Morphling and not to mention the right click every other hero on Empire, but it's not really... I don't know if this is a game where GA is absolutely needed.
Actually,
so.
I just thought about this. Aloha Dance could steal Repel all day long and avoid Ravages and stuff. Like, that's actually an insanely good steal for him.
Yeah.
And the way Omni-Knight plays these days, he spams Repel so much. That would be a really easy steal, and it would give Morphling so much potential. Silent doesn't even have to go BKB.
Yeah, this could be a huge game. Aloha Dance will actually steal that almost every fight, I feel like, because the cast animation for both of those spells is so long. Like, you think about Purification, he has to raise his goddamn hands in the air and just, like, takes him 5 seconds to bring it down for Purification.
Cinematic, man.
It's ridiculous.
You gotta feel pumped.
I guess so, but no, he could definitely steal. Not only that, but GA he can also steal pretty easily as well. So we'll have to keep an eye on how these fights do break out for Aloha Dance and for the other support with the Omni-Knight. So
you don't think Silent's going to defuse the blade, do you? I mean, it's possible.
It's 2 plays of Alacrity, man. I don't know what he's going for, but it looks like he might be. I didn't notice it until you mentioned it. I'm like, oh, he has actually 2 blades of Alacrity. That's probably a Fusel.
He can build into, like, the
Yasha,
but he's not building an egg, so the only way that progresses is him building Diffusal.
It's like Yasha and then what? Casual blade of Alacrity? Nah, I don't think so.
Double
Yasha.
The efficiency.
No, he's definitely building Diffusal.
I mean,
blade.
I don't mind it. It's just... We talked about that item being so weak as far as stats go these days, and it's odd. I really love when Manta Style had the feedback built into it, where it had the mana burn effectiveness. Of course, ET getting caught out again, and this time he didn't even try to use the TB scroll. He
stomped. He got pounced and he stomped and he's like, I'm actually just dead. He dark packed it at the right time. Like that's. You have to hope to God that somehow he doesn't dark pack.
Yeah, there's no way he'd actually get a stomp on the Slurk. It's just he'll always dark pack it. But yeah, I think the Diffusal Blade is really strong. I'm going back to Dota 1 days where the Manta Style, you actually had the mana burn effect, and that was absolutely insane because you could actually replicate your illusion. You could have 4. But we do have a big Ravage
from Rosine onto 2. Now Aloha Dance caught out. Mystic Flare, boom, he is done. There's going to be the Zeus Ult 1-for-1 trade. Yoki's trying to TP out. We'll make it away. That is going to be a Melt Strike. I don't think that's going to hit. We'll keep our eye elsewhere.
So, I mean, that's obviously a really nice fight, but the problem is it is your Ravage only for a support kill. You commit your Tide Hunter's life, your Skywrath's ultimate, and your big Ravage just to kill Aloha Dance. It definitely doesn't feel worth it. They need to get more out of it, and as we see, Empire are already getting ready to turtle up. They have the 131 build on the ET, and he's got the Soul Ring, so he's going to clear out the creep waves constantly, and could even go for like a Echo Stomp into waveform play there on Mitch, but they do just fall or keep the status quo.
I'm surprised that Ravage did not go as well as mYI hoped it would, and this actually leads into a tier 1 tower being taken. There is a Glyph, there's a TP coming in, it is going to be the Tide Hunter, but they could maybe take this and fight. Lightning Bolt's going to go to Ice Path is going to go Magnifier as well. Cole is going to Dark Path. He's got to shadow this. The Lightning Bolt comes in. It's on the ground. He's dead for 45. He does have buyback if they keep chasing. Mitch is going to have to repel. Ice Path is going to go. Beautiful repel from Mitch.
Diffusal, but not the range.
Guess what he's got, man? Guess what this Rubik has in his arsenal now?
Yeah, that's so good. Repel up for him, Diffusal Blade for Morphling. This was a really good draft from Silent. He knew exactly what he wanted to do to counter this Omni Knight, and there's absolutely no way they're going to be getting that Lincoln's up in time to nullify the impact of this Diffusal Blade. Just going to be burning through people. The Orb effect is, whatever. You get a little bit of mana from there, you get some stats that are relevant to your hero, agility and intelligence, but it's really just about the purge, making sure you can always deal the damage you want to towards a particular target. So it was really good. That fight could have gone potentially really good for mYI with the fact that TA had a double damage rune, but you can't repel her or that goes away, and she actually just walked into like 2 or 3 stuns. So they just have enough control in their lineup to be able to work around that, and now Yoki has to deal something.
I mean, it's tough. I don't know if she popped in during that fight. Maybe you repel beforehand, and then, oh god. Where did that happen? He did not know what was coming. Grazine got blown up, Silent came through waveform, then they got the kill. He actually defused him as well.
They'll go for the rush, though. I think they'll get this.
This is... I've seen Cloud9 do this a lot, but they're not the only team. If you're behind and you need something going your way, and you have something that can reduce armor or just take Roshan quickly, I think that you need to go for it. And Templar Assassin's certainly the hero that will do this. They're going to melt strike it down, and we might see that classic tier 1 for Roshan trade. Maybe not, though. They're not really going for top, although he is putting up the fire. And where I take Roshan, Milan gets the Aegis. Astro comes in a bit too late, and now free Rosh, free Aegis coming up for mYinsanity, which is really what they need. I mean, they were starting to lose grasp of this game. It's still even in net worth, but a good play coming up for mYinsanity.
Yeah, I'm actually curious what the average first Rosh time is for teams with a Templar Assassin, but it's got to be pretty early. TA always is able to just add that much extra with the refraction, with the meld, to try to bring down Rosh quickly, and here at the 19-minute mark, they take Rosh number 1. So.
All right. MotPax, you're on, buddy. Good luck.
I don't even know. I'm not that great at that Dota, but I'm not even sure if that's possible. I guess I have a sick pleasure of going for stats that don't exist, but...
He's done the improbable. He has done some work. MotPax, ladies and gentlemen. Follow him at MotPax, MotPax. We do. We're that good. We keep you honest, MotPax. Listen, you gotta earn that paycheck, buddy. This is the second time Morphling has gone first major item Diffuser Blade in competitive Dota. The last time was way back in 2012.
Yeah.
I actually kind of wonder who that was. Can we get a verification? We're asking for 2 different things, by the way. We're really making you earn that one.
Just roll the stats. Just keep it going. You can just keep typing, and you have it encyclopedic in your mind, right, MotPax?
He's that good. Anyways.
Yeah, I mean, the Diffusal Blade is situational, of course. It's not anywhere near like an item that you would want in a... It's consistently, but it is a really good hero. Actually, Sentry Ward will find him out.
No,
will they ravage him? They need the silence, too. Oh, the damage. There's the silence. There's the death. Silence is silence. The Diffusal Blade on himself comes out a moment too late, and he's not able to morph or waveform away.
You can see the moment of sheer terror where he's like, are they actually, like, do they know that I'm here? They all grouped up on him, and then he got Maelstrom, he's like, oh, I'm actually just dead, so... Empire, they get caught out of position, and now Milan just runs out Aloha Dance. He does steal Refraction. Repel's gonna go. That's not available for him to steal because it's not cooldown. He is gonna get blown up. Oh my god, Purification. Milan gets the kill. It's all turning south for Empire here as they've lost their core carry. They're gonna pop the Liquid Fire into Milan. They really needed to steal, I think, Repel and also not have Morphling die, but both of those things didn't happen and at least the stone's out.
Yeah. Just go for an aggressive play. There are a few, like the Skywrath he could probably pick off by himself if he finds the right opening, but just going in on Sentry Ward, very unfortunate. They do scout things out with the ultimate and almost bring down the Skywrath. Lizard living with 20 HP, heading back to the well, and Zeus is a little sad about that one.
He was
damn
very
your
close
null
to getting
talismans.
killed. Yeah, seriously, that extra null talisman saved his life. So, Misery was the Morphling player when he played with CLG. Yes, the good old CLG. They were playing against Eclipsia, the old Empire. Man, those were the days when CLG had a Dota team back at TI2, and then they proceeded to do okay at TI2 and not really go very far, but.
So he's still going to go for the BKB after the Diffuser Blade. So he's not confident in Aloha Dance's selflessness. He keeps on stealing Refraction for himself, which is fine. I mean, they're putting a lot of damage into him, and that actually made the Ravage under the Tier 1 mid of low impact is because they put so much time focusing this Refraction Rubik. But, yeah, in this case, the Morphling is really going for this build that won't allow him to really farm very quickly. BKB Diffusal Treads, like, you're not really rapidly building up the CS. I mean, you're farming about as fast as the Slark, if that.
Silent is, I like consider what helps with mana regeneration. He's going to have to tread swap a lot. There's actually no creep camp there. Oh, God. Always would apply. What are you doing there?
That's an odd spot. Yeah, he's had a few awkward deaths here. I would say 2 of them were, standard. There's a Blink Slark on the field. 2 of them were, do you really need to be in that position on the map right now? It's a little questionable.
He gets caught out, he dies, he's dead for 16 seconds, and whatever farm he had accrued, well, it's still slowly, steadily trying to get to a Yule Scepter. He's actually not really there yet, or close to it. They're going to put pressure on the Tier 2 tower top, Silent right-clicking it down, and obviously Yoki with the Liquid Fire, but there might be a wraparound engagement. Gracine coming in, Blink Ravage should be available. It is. This is not a good fight, unless they can spread out. Silent is the one up front, but yes, he has the Replicate coming through. He's going to have to use it. Now Ancient Seals diffuses off and gets away. Beautifully done. Force Death from Resolution. Telekinesis Son of Bond. Spell showing a Law Dance. Ravage is going to go only for one hero again. We saw this before, man. Is it worth it? I don't think so.
I mean, kind of, because the fact that their mid game is actually really strong. So even if they delay their time of fights for at 2 minutes every time they use the Ravage, they're still able to do so much work in the mid to late game stage. They're very confident in this 20 to 40 minute mark. They've got a wide set of time where they're we can do better, we can do more. Because if you look at the item builds, I mean, we just got a Scotty on the Slark already, actually getting a pounce onto Silent. The Diffuser comes out, the Morph is there, but he doesn't have the waveform in time, and the last right click will come through. Skywrath actually getting the kill there. So, yeah, again, this Morph just doesn't have enough. He is generally a carry that's considered one that takes a lot to come online, and in this case, going for a bunch of non-core items. I understand their purchase, I'm not questioning that, but I'm saying he needs more. He needs a few thousand gold more to be able to compete. But as it is, we've got Scotty on Slark, and we're going to have a Pipe of Insight on the Tide very soon, and that's actually a really big deal with an Omni Knight on your team. Being practically invulnerable to magical and physical damage with the Pipe Guardian Angel combination, it just makes your Slark and TA so confident going into the fight.
I don't think we've seen a GA yet, also from the Omni Knight. I'm pretty sure he hasn't popped that really once.
The range is a limitation, and he doesn't have mobility yet, but I think he's saving for the Blink Dagger, and when he gets that, it's going to be difficult to deal with.
He's very close. 1700 gold in the back. You talked about Cole picking up the Scotty. It's 24 minutes Blink Scotty. It's not bad by any stretch of imagination. So Cole will pick up the silver tower, roll down bottom, and this game has kind of swayed back and forth. There's been a couple of times where Empire have secured a couple of fights, and then, obviously early on in the game, mYinsanity had a lead. Now it's going back the way of mYinsanity as well, with 4,000 net worth going their way. So, like you said, Morphling needs a bit more time. He needs to get to this BKB, and he's not there yet. He's about 1,200 gold away from this recipe. He really needs that to fight. And without it, any engagement they take is dangerous. Ravage is back for 25 seconds. Milan has BKB as well. The Tier 2 Glyph is forced out. They're going to TP a couple heroes back. They're going to have top lane Yoki continue to put pressure on the top 2-3 tower, but I think this is a Tier 2 for mYI. I'm not sure if you'd like this for Empire.
If they can get this without Ravage, that's amazing. I thought they would just kind of spread the map status quo farm for the Ravage cooldown and be happy with that, but they're able to actually force objectives on top of that. We do see some Liquid Fire hitting the Tier 3 up top, but not really going to do enough permanent damage for them to feel that's a weak point for mYI, and at this point, Cole just gets to spread and farm once more. The Morphling, where does he actually get creeps? He's walking around a lot, he's looking for bottom lane, he'll take a few there, but in general, it's just very, very slow for him getting to where he needs to be, and I'd say all of mYI are pretty much there. With the Pipe coming out on the courier, with the Blink Dagger up on Omni Knight, they're in fighting form right now. They could actually end the game with these items alone.
I think they maybe wait for another Aegis. They could try to force a smoke. Yeah, they're actually going to smoke up and go for a Roshan, or excuse me, a wraparound Ravage play. I don't know where that might be. Maybe the top line. They have good vision. They saw walking through Aloha Dance and Yoki. It looks like Yoki and Aloha Dance have an understanding that they are off the map. They are missing, so they will play carefully and casually for the time being. Yeah, Aloha Dance is actually just dead. I think if he gets caught out. Yeah, he's just dead.
No, I mean, that's, again, if you have to lose somebody, lose to Rubik here, but... Yeah, they're going to be going for... Roche respawn is 20 seconds, and they're going to have a TA trap on that. That is actually extremely fortunate for mYI, as they look to pretty much make sure that this doesn't go much later than it has to. As the later the game goes, the more errors that can occur, the more chaotic it can be, so... Just take this Aegis and go straight down mid. There's nothing to stop them.
Man, this doesn't look like the mYI we saw in Virtus Pro against Virtus Pro in the last game. This looks like a completely different team. That they have the item timings, they have the abilities they need to work, and they have a good draft as well. And despite Silent picking up a draft with Aloha Dance getting some repels, it's good in theory. It's not really working out in practical nature because, of course, Morphling hasn't really gotten the form to be super solid yet.
Yeah.
So
both sides know about Roche. Lightning Bolt in the pit as well as a TA trap, so both eyes on that. I think that's going to be pretty much the climax of this game, potentially.
Or the anti-climax, depending on how things do pan out.
Sure. I definitely can go sour very quickly with a kind of ill-thought engagement.
Yeah, I mean, like, this could... now that they do smoke, it looks like this will be the climax, though. Or maybe they can get a kill here, and that'll be it. Cole is actually sitting mid. They're going to just blank Dual Scepter or Ice Path. There's going to be a bounce! Cole gets away! The first tick of the Ice Path does not connect. They're going to re-engage. It looks like at the back end, Silent. He has no waveform, no replicate either. Uh-oh, he has BKB. He might have to pop it. Ancient Seal, there's the BKB. Zeusol goes. Purification under Gazine. No Ravage yet. In fact, he's out of mana. The Diffusal Blade coming through. He's diffused again. He has no Arcane Boots. They have to back away. This is not the fight they're looking for. Ooh, man, that was close for both sides.
Yep, but as far as cooldowns used, the big one I would say is the BKB on Silent. As long as the Tide goes and gets some mana back up, they're going to be able to fight in full. And they've got the Earth Splitter, the Thunder God's Wrath, and otherwise short ultimates on the side of mYI. So they're just going to heal up, Arcane Boots up, and go right into the pit, I believe.
Yeah, it's time to go. That was what I was talking about with the anti-climax. That's an awkward engagement that leads into a Roshan that is not going to be contested here by Empire. They're going to get this Roshan away. I don't know if there's any way they... I mean, always when a flies nearby, you can maybe stomp, but that's not going to do anything, so... It is going to be probably Cole picking up their Aegis here. He's up to 3,000 gold in the bank. What is Cole's next item, by the way? Does he go for a Basher? Does he go for... What does he pick up here in this situation?
Plenty of options. I mean, you could go the Bastion, the Mjolnir, or the Butterfly. I'd say you need some more attack speed, offensive potential, so anything that will enhance that aspect of your hero.
He picks up the Basher, so...
Okay, so that doesn't do that, but it's capitalizing on the fact that the longer the fight goes on, the more bashes, the more hits you get, and it just continues. As long as you can survive for through a 10-15 second fight, you're able to get a lot of value out of that item pickup.
Yeah, so... They pick up the Roshan, Observer Ward placed down, Mitch is going to place up a Sentry immediately, so they'll counter ward it. They do have this nice ward in the mid lane that does scout out a lot of movement, so I like that too, the Observer Ward from the Raiding Squad. But I think at this point, mYI, all they need to do is just make sure they get map control back, and proceed to maybe find a smoke gank somewhere. That's a Desolator picked up at 30 minutes. Desolator BKB Yasha Drum for Templar Assassin.
Yeah, pretty strong. Obviously, it's a 10-second BKB. He doesn't have to use it unless the repel is ineffectual. So, in this case, he gets to save those charges for a rainy day.
Is this Sentry Ward actually not in range? Are you kidding me?
Which one?
The Sentry Ward they just placed down mid. That's not in range.
Yeah, it's easier to see that on the top ones than the bottom because of the way the trapezoidal camera view works. But yeah, it's annoying.
That's unbelievable.
Especially when you showcase view that stuff and you're like, okay, seriously.
That should be whatever. Regardless, it doesn't matter. They are going to find out that Silent. He's gonna just go ahead and replicate back to his own jungle, and he'll do some damage in the meantime. Aloha Dance, no, buddy, get away.
He's right next to the trap, though.
If he walks literally an inch forward, they don't see that TP. I don't think he's fine. Okay. Yeah, if he walked literally an inch backwards, he would be in vision of that trap, and he'd be dead. But he's fine. And time to pressure the tier 2 tower top, it looks like.
So they still do have like Elder Titan and Zeus. They can turtle this pretty hard. Jakiro's also really hard to push into high ground against, but obviously we've got the Aegis, we've got the Ravage. There's just a ton of potential for them to go forward and at least slow siege it with Milan on the front line since he has that second life, plus BKB, plus an Omni Knight. Like, unless he gets force-staffed into like the tier 4 towers, I don't think he's really at risk.
MotPax with a stat though, that stat. Silent is 9-0 on Morphling when it goes past 30 minutes. That is an impressive statistic to see. And it's not a huge shocker to me as well. Now, it is 31 minutes, so yeah, I mean, it could theoretically be done here in this game, but we'll see. Silent's going to be aggressive. He pushes up the wave and then just TPs away after getting gushed by the Tidal Drill to just TP back home quickly. And if this game goes on maybe 10 more minutes, maybe he's able to defend and actually take this game over, but with the build that he's gone, because it's not a standard Morphling game, I don't know if that stat really applies. Cole is going to spot out Zeus. He misses up. He's going to try to get a bash proc first hit. He gets it! Cole, the RNG god! Lightning Bolt is going to go. He's going to get pounced up. Resolution is dead. He's like, you've got to be kidding me. He will suicide with a Bloodstone, but... Oh my gosh, Ice Frog, please.
I just want to throw my headset on the ground and walk away after that RNG. Like,
Resolution's mad, man. I would be mad as well.
He's having a hard game, and it's not getting any better. He did go for the suicide, but he's down to 5 Bloodstone charges. Back up in 15 seconds for this fight.
Heal Scepter's up, Cole jumps in, replicate. Silence gonna try to fight this. That was not the best replicate back in. He's bashed up, he's dead. Desolator chews him down. No buyback. Milk Strike goes in, Ravage. Cuisine. This is a good effort, buddy. Pounce away from Cole. That could have been a lot worse.
It's just not working. They need their last ditch defense here. There is Splitter coming out after the stomp, and nobody will get hit. And they still have this Aegis. They don't have the BKB, but not the biggest deal here. Blizzard going down very, very quickly, and the Tide already committing everything. They are now on the right.
They can't deal this. They move with the kill. They're going to pop with the Macro Pyre. That's the H23 wants to pop distraction. They'll strike. Will they get one of these kills? Blink. Cole's going to try to take over. They get a little hot dance. Mitch comes in. Mitch is going to GA. He's going to run at people. Purification. Mitch is just trying to fight. Gush. Dual breath. 2 kills coming up from Cole. Mitch will fall to the stop. They will have a bash from Cole. Absolutely. Triple kill for your
This
Slark.
guy's agility is insane.
27 Essence Shift stacks, stealing 81 agility. He is hitting like a goddamn truck, and he will back away. And, well, that could have been, again, I've said it often, that could have been worse for Empire, man. Could have been a lot worse.
Yeah, this was, I would say, the peak of mYi's advantage over Empire. It's not just that they're really damn strong right now, it's how weak Empire is. So the fact that they even hold their Tier 3 tower in racks is really, really good. They're also picking out the ward that would have given them some valuable intel, and I think that'll be lightning bolted by Resolution, or maybe not. But
okay, goodbye. Resolution's like, nah, that ain't me. I'm not about that life.
Anyways, the Morphling is in a position where he still will be able to move in towards a real item very shortly. The Manta style is what he's looking for here, so he will have the ability to dispel and avoid a lot of different things. But yeah, I feel like that fight does actually help things in favor towards Empire, even though the golden experience doesn't really change. The fact that obviously the Aegis is lost, and that big timing window where mYi have just this nearly insurmountable advantage, and they do get repelled. It's not putting Empire back in the game, but they're also not losing it just yet, and as time goes by, the Silent Bomb ticks away, so we'll see how well he can really pull off that statistic, carry this game on his shoulders as the game goes later and later. But another thing to note is how great it is to be a Jakiro here. Like, you have the Blink Yule Scepter, and you have this Helm of the Dominator. You can defend high ground all day if they don't pick you off.
Yeah, this is going to be... I mean, he's happy. He's got a lot of items to work with. That's an Abyssal Blade now picked up for the Slark, though, so...
Yeah, that's tough to deal with. I mean, obviously the Slark was the big man on deck in that last fight. They got the repel constantly, and they never could focus him, really. They do have the ability to right-click him down with the fact the Natural Order takes away almost all of his armor, but he still hits so hard, and he, of course, has the Shadow Dance.
And Morphling doesn't hit nearly hard enough for him to take him down unless they have a really long, prolonged fight, and... If you have a prolonged fight, that usually benefits the Slark, especially with Basher and obviously his Shadow Dance, so...
And the Essence Shift.
I mean, that too. You have 27 agility stacks in the last fight. Essence shift stacks is pretty.
And Morphling is a hero that hates to be hit by the slurk. Not just the Scottish slow, but that essence shift, tearing away 3 valuable stats from him. He values int, agility, and strength significantly, and it takes away everything that he stands for. He really needs
your
those
armor,
stats.
lose your tankiness, lose your mana to be able to replicate and morph and waveform. So it's definitely a difficult position to be in if you're silent. I mean, you have a BKB that's great, but he needs a lot more in terms of itemization to be able to stand toe to toe. I think with this or with this Slark. So there will come that point in time where maybe he'll have like a Manta style, like who knows what he picks up. He can't really pick up another orb at this point because of Diffusal Blade. He actually can if he really wants to. You could make one orb be the more dominant one if you really want to. He doesn't really need the mana burn, I guess. So
I think what Empire need to look for is to really just capitalize on an extremely tiny timing window where they go in and essentially they catch Slark off guard, they coordinate their items and abilities, they go in Diffusal the Repel off of the Slark, they telekinesis or any other stun to stop him from popping Dark Pact or Shadow Dance, and then they go in with the full combo of Zeus's spells, the Lightning Bolt, the Thunder God's Wrath, and the Dagon 2 with Veil on top. If they do that, they can pretty much just tear him apart in an instant, and that'll be another like 2 or 3 minutes they don't have to worry about the push.
So you're saying there's a chance?
Oh yeah, there's an extreme chance to throw for mYI here. The Slark, although he may seem tanky, could absolutely be torn asunder by those magical nukes. The Zeus just hits so hard, and actually the static field does scale based on HP, so it's deceptively tanky, and maybe a chance here.
Dark Pact, Lightning Bolt, goes Shadow Dance immediately. Always want to fly. Nice Ghost Scepter coming out. When comes out as well, replicate is done. They seem to not realize it's a replicate until it's very, very, very close to dead if not dead already. So Ice Path comes out onto Milan. He does have BKB, hasn't used yet. Always want to fly, getting constantly on another stop. Dark Pact is there for Cole. He's going to use that. Always want to fly. Still on the run, but he should fall here. Again, this could be worse. But
40 seconds, that's the timing window now. All of the ultimates are really up. The Shadow Dance will be by the time it's relevant. Same with the Abyssal Blade. So let's see if it's going to be enough to force the issue on this bottom lane.
Tier 3? Yeah, they could go for these Tier 2s, but I think really Empire are doing a very smart thing. They're pushing out mid, they're pushing out top as well, and you really can't go for these lanes now. You have to force bottom, but they're going to try to push these waves out as much as possible before they get to the base. This timing window, I don't think, is actually going to do anything for mYinsanity. They get the kill, yes. Just kidding. They're going to go on a resolution. Dash. Abyssal Blade's still available in 2 seconds. Yo Scepter up there. They cannot get the kill. The Invis root coming out actually saves his life. And Cole has to back away. So they still have Ravage. If they can get one here, they can all of a sudden take over this game. Desolator's going to go. There's the Astral. It becomes kind of difficult to siege on the high ground. Cliff's going to go. Cliff is now forced out. Nice path under Lazard. Oh boy. That's not good. He's thinking about ravaging. Lazard is telekinesis back. He's dead to the liquid fire.
Ouch.
Goodbye.
They pop the purification. They pop the pipe, but Pete falls, and you don't see high ground 4v5. That's just not something this game will allow. So it's another significant delay. Like it may seem like he's only down for 40 seconds, but how does he actually get back to the fight? How do they deal with the top lane being pushed in as much as Silent put it out there? They have to retreat, and in doing so, they give more time for Silent to try to mount this comeback.
And they're going to try to chase after a couple of heroes that have made their escape, and they are going to catch out Mitch. Macro Pyro Ice Path. Mitch cannot get his repel up. Dakin from Resolution. They zap
the Roche just fallen.
Wow, that is a huge play for Empire. Silent might get this Aegis as well. All of a sudden, those are 2 kills, and the gold is still definitely going in favor of mYinsanity, but this is not going to be easy if they lose this Aegis. Cole is sitting on the backside of this, but he has got no help coming in. Blink forward, waveform through. He's going to catch out Resolution. He's going to get bashed up. Abyssal Blade's going to go, but he is going to get forced into the high ground. Cole falls. He's dead for 78 seconds. He has no buyback either. Blink Ravage coming in though. Ghost Scepter always would have fought. They blow up the low odd dance as well. What can Silent do but waveform away now? This fight is getting turned around. mYI, Milan, and Grazine combining up, but here's the Ice Path onto 2. Could have been onto 3. Grazine's still going. There is going to be the gush onto Silent. He's morphing as much as possible. Silent should get out here. Resolution, gotta get a kill on a scout. Desolator Strike's gonna go. It's a 3 for 3 thus far. Will they get anything else? Looks like no. The fight is gonna end with mYinsanity holding strong and making sure they don't give that Roshan away. And Cole, despite being blown up, his team comes out on top.
Yeah, I mean, the trades still make Empire pretty happy in the golden exchange environment, but that Roche would have been a huge coup. And the fact that mYI will make sure that they keep that back in their hands, and Milan getting a lot of gold towards that Daedalus. He's pretty happy right now. So Selectus has to make sure that he's playing with the Omni Knight, not playing YOLO, and because last time he jumped in, he got the Shadow Dance off, but then he got Ice Path and Earth Splitter. He couldn't even finish off the Zeus that he wanted, so has to kind of change his game play style just a little bit, because otherwise he's going to be picked off time and time again, and that's going to put everything on the TA.
So, speaking of the Daedalus, Milan hasn't finished up. It's actually on the courier, I believe, but he has an Aegis, and unless he sells his Josh or a drum, which he will sell the drum, he actually will now have room. Plus 20 gold in the bank. I think Milan is becoming an issue to deal with now. We talk a lot about Slark. We haven't really talked about Milan that much. And he's having a good game. Like, Daedalus, Desolator, BKB, FaZe, Yasha. It's about as farmed as a Templar Assassin's going to get. And I don't see him dying, honestly. I mean, like, he has, I guess if he had, like, maybe another item like a heart, he'd probably even in a better situation, but he could just kill everybody. He has so much damage. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, the refraction isn't very beneficial to his survivability, but they're actually going to make a play on him here. Yeah, we'll test that very, very quickly as he pops the BKB and turns it. The crit! No! Yoki just takes a big nuke, but not the multiplier. If he had actually gotten the crit off, obviously the Jakiro would have been dead, but it is a BKB charge forced, and if only that's really good for them.
Yeah, that's not bad. And he'll also pick up the Mantis Style. Wow. Okay, Milan. Jeez. Well, so much for Cole taking over this game, which, by the way, he has the cheese. Double damage rune, top rune spot. Oh, God. Who has a bottle? This is one of those games where you wish you had a bottle. And 42 minutes in. Silent is 9-0 after 30 minutes in Morphling games, but I really don't feel confident in his chances right now.
I don't know. He's routing it pretty hard. That's the one thing, is you're talking about his lane positioning, and he's pushing things out pretty heavily. I mean, even if it's just a Jakiro illusion, he'll be able to force the tug-of-war back towards the Dire side, which delays the game further, and I don't know, eventually you're going to have like this Zeus with a Dagon 5 and maybe even an Ethereal Blade, and I feel decently confident in that department. Resolution also intelligently picks up a Ghost Scepter here, was really having issues getting pounced upon, but with the Ghost Scepter he should be able to wait that out efficiently.
This guy's items are like a smorgasbord. It's like, okay, Dagon, Force Staff, Ghost Scepter, Bloodstone, got it. We're good, guys. So, like, he's got everything at this point. He's dipping into every little itemization, but he's certainly, him and especially Aloha Dance and Always Wanna Fly, they need to have these Ghost Scepters, otherwise they're just dead. And in fact, Aloha Dance doesn't even have one. And we talked about how important it was for Aloha Dance to survive and get Repel. It almost feels like every single fight that he's in, it's just not happening. It's just not, he's dead.
Yeah. But the Morphling kind of saw that coming. He picked the BKB as the second item. If he decided to go for a non-BKB build and rely on the Repel, there could have been an opportunity where he regretted that. But right now, he's going to go no Abyssal coming out. They do have the vision on him, but they won't be able to actually break through the tree line.
Yeah, no pounce, and blink was on cooldown. I think it was blink ready. They would have had vision, they would have just blinked and Abyssalled him, but no, they weren't so lucky there.
What's Morph's next item here? He's got an ultimate orb, and he could be looking for either Lincoln's or Scotty. He is up against an Abyssal Blade.
I think... I don't know. It's really good to have this just like pure HP pool and the right click, but it might be actually going out to buy that.
Goodbye, Corey.
And well, at least they didn't buy anything. But that's just an easy pick off for Cole. That's a bit of gold going away as well. So I think I like Scotty better in this situation, honestly, just because we can maybe kite this Slark around a bit better and a Templar Assassin as well to a certain extent. Lincoln's is not a bad item either because of, like you said, the Abyssal Blade. But I don't know. I think Scotty is maybe okay in the situation.
Christine's getting so close to that refresh orb. Man, this is getting scary.
I mean, if he gets that item... Oh, what is Yoki? Yoki is the split push master. He's actually TPing away. They're going to put pressure on this tier 2 tower bottom as well. Like, they have to go back home and Cole has to deal with this. They do take the tier 2 tower top, but there's still the tier 2 tower mid that Empire has held on to desperately, clawing it, trying to get back into this game. I don't know. This is hard, man. It is going to be this guy. He picks up the second ultimate orb, and I think he dropped it on the ground.
Must have somewhere, yeah.
The Fly picks it up for safekeeping. Let me just carry this for you. I'll be your courier. Don't even worry about it, buddy. That's actually hilarious.
It's mind games. mYI thinks he's going Hex, but
the next level itemization for a Morphling. mYI sitting at the backside. Grazine is stalking his prey. Always want to fly is going to get scouted. They have pretty good lane vision. Always want to fly is actually, well, he Yield Scepters, he avoids Mystic Flare. Ghost Scepter, he might live! Oh my god, Silent is in no man's land, though. That's the problem.
Yeah. Another problem is he doesn't have buyback. That ultimate orb that he's not using at all was the unreliable gold that he needed to actually have. He did just get a nice chunk of gold there, though.
Yeah, the Aquila, yeah. He's 168 gold away from buyback. This creep wave should find it up for him. No, hit the range creep. No! You
it's
fool.
Okay. He'll be fine.
Yeah, he will be okay. I'm making a big deal out of it, but... You know, Silent goes back home. His Scotty is being safely carried around by Always One Fly. Actually, he gave it to Morphling, I believe, now, as he has no TP scroll. He has enough to buy his Scotty if he goes to the side shop, or the secret shop, excuse me, but...
I think if he's already buying the second ultimate orb that he can't use, I think he is planning to all in, so I think he's going to make his way to the secret shop once he knows it's safe.
No, at this point they don't know that, though. However, mYI are sitting mostly around the Radiant jungle, and in fact, Cole is bottom. So we've hit the 47-minute mark, and it feels like a lot longer. But it's been a really good game so far. 15 to 24. Empire is hanging on desperately. If you look at the net worth graph, down 12,000. Experience-wise, 10,000. So certainly not where they want to be in terms of the numbers. But the numbers don't matter in Dota. All that matters is their ancient still alive? And at this point, they're holding out. Tier 3 tower, he's going to take a damage. Takes a damage. Meanwhile, Cole might have to pop the cheese. Maybe not. He'll get out. Good 4-step coming through the purification as well. Blinks away, and that could have been bad.
Yeah, they got the ward, so he's trying to get in range for Shadow Dance. Like, he's like, what the hell? Well, how could they see me right now? But, yeah, he's still in vision, and he has to go behind the trees. Oh, front line. What is Milan doing by himself?
Milan is alone. Pops the BKB. Ghost Scepter coming out. Resolution was in some trouble, but he just gets away essentially as quickly as possible. Milan, no BKB now. No Aegis. It's time to back up.
Yeah.
I think they can still pressure when his BKB is back off cooldown, but...
Yeah, they're so close to big items, right? Like, Grazine could buy the Refresher Orb right now. The Omni Knight has the Aghanim Scepter. Like, they need to just back off and finish that before they actually go in for the finisher.
Yeah, they will pick up the Axe coming out. So now it doesn't matter about mobility and where you're sitting in terms of the fight. Omni Knight will be able to just hit his R button, and he is a couple of creep camps away from getting his level 6, and that is a 10-second duration Guardian Angel. And the Guardian, or rather the Diffusal Blade, has been refreshed. It is the level 2 Diffusal Blade now coming up from Morphling, so it's a perfect timing for it. But
he's saying this game I'm never going to be able to buy back and have the items I need to fight. So he's just kind of choosing one or the other. And Diffusal 2 plus Scotty, it works. And Grazine is actually going to get Yule's Dove, no blink out. He does have the Refresher Orb recipe, but that also means that he doesn't have buyback that I can see now.
Oh, replicate Silent going in, but he gets ravaged! Oh my god, Silent is in trouble now. He has to pop his own BKB. He's warming up strength now. Desolator Strike going in. BKB from Milan avoids the ice path. Refresher down. It did get refreshed, or rather, excuse me, Ravage down. It did get refreshed. And who are they chasing after now? Cole is not going to get caught out. And okay.
Still, that's a refresher cooldown. I mean, we were talking about kind of tempo breakers, the way to delay the death push from mYI, and putting the refresher over cooldown certainly can accomplish that. They still can push with one Ravage, but they're not much better off than they were just a minute ago on bottom lane.
This is, I mean, it's getting to that really tense moment where all of a sudden, if you win one fight as Empire, maybe you can get a lot on the back end of it. I mean, you look at the buyback status for the Dire side, and you're like, it's not looking that great. Although Milan is a very critical buyback, they really need Cole to get buyback, and even Grazine, if he gets Ravage, is still up. So, I think for now, Empire are in an okay spot. Roshan has respawned, however, and I think mYI are going to do their best to take this. Although top lane, they might take some tier 3 tower damage if they do go for Roshan. Although, Desolator, Daedalus, Melt Strike, this Roshan will die quickly.
Yeah. I would like them to give the cheese to the Slark. It seems crazy, but if you go for a Refresher Orb, you can double cheese and double Abyssal in a fight. And a Slark with 3 health bars that doesn't have to die to lose his action shift is absolutely insane. But they will spread the cheese, and it looks like it is going to be picked up by the Tide.
Yeah, so Grazine will have it. Now he's not in a situation where he's going to die easily. And that Roshan, those Roshans might just be the key to winning this game, honestly. And I mean, Empire, they've given away maybe one too many in this situation. And
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if they had a choice, though. The Elder Titan and Jakiro are really good at invading the pit, but the position on the map has never been there. I mean, if you look at Vision right now, they are very well aware of the fact that they aren't able to farm their jungle, aren't able to approach the pit. And I think with this top lane war, they're pretty sure that everybody's top as well. Didn't see the pathing or if they smoked, but yeah, it seems pretty transparent.
Well, Dance is going to survive again by the seat of his pants.
This guy's ridiculous.
He's like, it's a secret agent Rubik sitting back in the trees there. They actually even have 2 traps over here. Literally, one was just like right here. It'd be fine, but nope, he's going to survive. And he does have TP, I believe, so he should be able to get out just fine. Yeah, he does. And he's just kind of sitting top. I think he might try to cut the creep wave and TP.
Yeah, I think so.
Yep. Bounces out.
TP, so.
Fade bolt. He'll try to bring this down. Meanwhile, they're getting ratted. mYI don't seem to mind too much.
Yeah, if Jakiro kills and ET kill off this creep wave here, then they have nothing to break backdoor protection. Aloha Dance is killing off this entire creep wave, and they don't want to send somebody to TP back home to stop it. So with this stomp, if they can... Yeah, they're piping the creep wave to try to keep it alive. They know the limits of the backdoor protection, and they really cannot afford to lose this creep wave.
They're going to try to put pressure on the tier 3 tower. They are going all in on one creep wave that is already very low. They don't have the max to heal it back up. This backdoor protection is about to start kicking in.
Silent doesn't TP for 5, so.
Tier 3 tower now taking some damage, and it will be flipped up. And all of a sudden, guess who's back at the tier 3 tower? Yoki is mid.
Oh,
tier 3 tower,
down.
and he gets the kill onto the Slark. Slark goes down, Resolution getting it with the Zeus ult. Now the stomp goes in. Aloha Dance wants to fight this. Telekinesis is available. There's the Earth Splitter coming in. Milan does have the Aegis, mind you. Pounces up, and they get the Aegis. Now, what can they get on the back end of this? Meanwhile, Yoki at the tier 3 tower. Ravage misses onto Yoki. Guardian Angel. Grazine cannot chase him down on the backside. There's the Jin. They get the kill on the Templar Assassin. Mitch is caught out of position. He will get brought down. Boom. Zap. Gets the kill for Resolution. 3 dead. Empire. They get so much out of that fight. They get a tier 3 tower. 3 kills. They force out the GA. They force out a Ravage.
Yeah.
Wow.
Now, real quick, check the Dire Courier that's over, just barely above the racks on the top lane for Radiant.
Oh my god, the BKB.
Yeah, he took the BKB, put it on the Courier, and got his Butterfly and Aegis. But when he lost the Aegis, he said, okay, I'll just swap in the BKB. The Courier dies, he doesn't get to use his BKB with his second life, and he goes down. The Ravage on the mid that didn't even connect, I can't believe that this is going to be a thrown game.
Not yet. They aren't done yet. They forced up the buybacks onto 3, and they're going to back away. This is the smart play from Empire. They don't want to take anything too quickly. But with those buybacks down, all they need to do is, well, rat it out like they've been doing. Silent setting at 4.5k. You saw the stat from MotPax. Numbers don't matter. 10-0 does. It's not there yet. We're not quite there yet. The comeback is not completed. How much do they get out of that? Wow, look at that gold swing, man.
The buybacks. They had 3 huge buybacks that'll just, I mean, like the Slark, for example, paid $1,700 for that. So that's a very significant net worth reduction for him, and it shows right there on the graph.
That's huge. Silent is now second in net worth. Manta Style, Scotty, BKB, Diffusal, and another item coming out soon. And that Roshan, it ended up not mattering for the most part. It just wasn't that big of an issue.
It wasn't about like Roche resources. It was about how their fight was laid out. The Tide being on the back line there defending against the Jakiro, when he's the only one that actually matters to be on the front. Like, you have any damage dealer plus the Tide, you have a team fight. But with the Tide doing his own thing across the map, what is Milan supposed to do? He didn't have his BKB. He thought his Aegis would really mean something, and it was proven otherwise. Aloha Dance still might be caught out here. They get the vision on him, but he refracts it. He goes for the TP. They don't have the... Okay, they do. Just barely.
Wow, that
we'll be able to take through the refraction. And what was that last hit? That was actually...
That was his Daedalus Desolator right click, I think, from Milan. I'm pretty sure he just crit for like 1,000,000 damage.
Yeah, 1557 was the Templar Assassin hit. The only hit that he got on the Rubik, but Mystic Flare takes care of refraction, and TA goes for a super crit. That's insane.
That's a nice, when you have that luxury. Kolak actually has to maybe Shadow Dance here. He's gonna, Zeus's gonna go with the Diffusal Blade. He does have to Shadow Dance. Silent's gonna back away. TP rotation's coming through. And Silent forces out the R button press coming out, but it's pretty short cooldown, not that big of a deal.
The Zeus damage is pretty legit right now. Even without Ag's Refresher, he's got Dagon 5, and anytime you go in without the repel, you're risking yourself. And even with the repel, obviously, Silent has an answer. So it's not an easy game at this point for mYI. They still have the cheese up on the TA. They have one on the Slark as well. So there is possibilities, but Yeah, they're walking in the danger zone anytime they try to force something 5v5. At least in the enemy's turf. I mean, obviously, if they get it in the open field, get a surprise double ravage, the game is over. But Empire, so far, have been able to avoid that to its entirety.
They've never really been in a situation where all 5 of them are together enough for them to be double ravage. That's the thing. It's just been Silent doing his own thing top, Yoki doing his own thing mid, Resolution farming bottom. You know, they really haven't been together. And that might change now. They have a Replicate, I believe, going down to the bottom lane. They're going to have the rest of the heroes going towards the Roche Pit. This could turn into be the climactic fight we've been looking for. Whether or not that happens remains to be seen. Dance is going to lead the way here over the river. This could be bad. Cole is up front right now. They're smoked up. They're about to replicate in. They'll look for telekinesis. They're going to find it. Blake's going to go ice match as well. Blake Ravage coming in. It was a bait the old time. Ravage comes through. Maybe a refresher. There it goes. Silent BKB. Brazine already dead. Double kill. Silent going to work. Milan getting manned up on. Pops the BKB. This is the man fight we've been looking for. But so far, 3 dead from Empire. Only 1 on the side of mYI. Zuso goes Silent. Solo triple kill for Milan. And it ends up being Empire, the ones getting obliterated. What bait coming out from Brazine and the squad of mYinsanity to show up with Cole in the front lines, and then boom, the fight breaks out.
Well, they've been trying their best, but finally they find a timing to get the double ultimate there. Enough heroes committed onto the Slark that they could actually change it up, go for the double ravage, get that off, and at this point they can just march to the high ground here. They don't have that much as far as Essence Shift on the Slark, but Morphin's essentially by himself here. Zeus only has the dig on Lightning Bolt, can take half the HP of one target, but after that, no such left.
They can't even get the racks off the back end of a beautiful fight, but Cole does pick up a Lincoln Sphere now, and chasing up from Milan. There's going to be the
why are they out here?
BKB Silent is running at them. mYI do not want to fight into this for whatever reason.
Well, I mean, although the positioning from Silent and Resolution was kind of bad there, they were very aggressive. They did have the entire team at their back. Obviously, that was a lot of respawns coming in quick, and yeah, at the end of the day, they knew that the fight didn't want to be committed to, and they knew if they went on the Morphling that he'd just keep on BKBing and morphing, and it would be a prolonged kill. So they either disengage in full, or they take that fight without the tide, which is something that they failed to do in the past. So I definitely think that the disengage was correct, but I was surprised how antsy Silent was to say, come on, just hit me, let's go. Let's get this going on, because he knew that the follow-through would be there from like the Elder Titan in a few moments. Speaking of the Elder Titan,
35-second Roche respawn time coming out.
It's been fast. I mean, it was a 19-minute Roche initially, and this was, we've already seen 4 die.
Yes.
That is really fast time.
It's our 5th Roche. 60 minutes into the game, and it's getting to the ultra late game. Silent, we threw up that stat. Meanwhile, Cole in the top lane, Rubik gets killed. He gets caught out of position. I didn't even see Cole jump in there, but he had his blink.
Didn't even need to abyssal it. Jeez.
No, he just jumps in, bashes, and I'm sure with his right click, and then with the pounce of the shed or the dark back damage is probably more than enough. So dead for a couple of seconds for 44. In fact, no buyback coming through. But yeah. Roshan is now alive. There is no side trap that I can tell inside the Roche Pit. I don't think they saw this. So no team has an idea. Neither team has an idea that this is happening.
So the other Titan did pick up a defeated blade. Pretty important that Morphin's not the only one with that job.
Right.
And of course you are up against the Guardian Angel from Global Range. So Mitch will probably be staying back in these fights, even further back from the tide, and just making sure that he gets that off at the very least.
Replicate maybe? No. And this Roach is dead. I don't think. It's another one going to mYI, so.
They're afraid because they saw the ET. They thought that there might be some follow-through, but no, sir. It's going to be the Aegis going to Cole this time. Milan not having the item slots, and she's going to the Skywrath after he pops his smoke to clear his inventory.
There's a couple of cheeses now available for mYI. One on Lazard, one on Mitch. They actually give the other one to Grazine rather than having it on Lazard, which I don't know if you really care. If
ideally, they're transferring one of those cheeses to Cole after the Aegis, so that he does have that extra health bar in his second life.
They've got to try to find a way to break the space, though. I mean, at this point, they are just desperately trying to finish this game off.
And Morphling's about to finish up E-Blade or Butterfly. He can go for the E-Blade now, the Butterfly in a short moment, and he doesn't have to take a buyout, considering the fact that it's on cooldown for 4 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, he needs to get that item, and that item could be huge, whichever one it is. Butterfly makes the most
sense. Should be
sense.
Butterfly, yeah.
So I think that when he gets that item, that's going to be even more tough to push into for mYI. But at the same time, I mean, they're going to push him pretty soon. They have the H, they have the cheese, they have everything that they absolutely need. They have the Link that's great on Slark. Milan is 6-slotted. He is actually just 6-slotted. There's nothing else that he could possibly get that I think would be better than Rapier. Yeah, I mean, if you really wanted to, I suppose. But
yeah, I'd say Satanic Rapier, sell the dozen, but
that could work. Silent picks up the butterfly. They're sitting bottom. They don't have everyone here, though. Zeus is still mid. You can also see Elder Titan is still mid. Mitch. They're baiting him again. We've seen this movie before. Don't go for it. They're going to fight. Mitch in trouble. Right click telekinesis. They don't bait quick or hard enough. And Grzine pops the Ravage. The Ravage is now done concussive shot, making sure they can't get any further. That is a huge kill. That actually cost them nothing. I thought for sure that Empire would make a mistake, go in, and then die.
Dude, and
mYI are not ready for
blink. That. Oh, that's so good. I mean, I think it just did Wrath for damage, but the fact that it cancels the Blink Dagger and actually forces the Tide to ravage the ground, that is huge.
That was the con shot, wasn't it?
Sorry?
What canceled the Blink Dagger?
The Thunder God's Wrath, the ultimate from Zeus.
He's sad. Oh my god, that R button pressed though. Perfectly timed coming out from Empire. And Silent will push him into the top lane, and now with Mitch dead for 38 seconds, they have some wiggle room here. They're putting pressure on. And Silent is hitting like a truck now. Silent had up to 329 plus 54 damage. What about the Slark? 154 plus 110. And the TA is sitting at currently 196 plus 195. So I think Morphling is up there. I'm pretty sure he might be the top of the damage right now. So
he's running 1 strength, though, so he should be. But yes. Cole would be able to build it up through the fight at the detriment of the Morphling.
Yes.
Morphling loses 1 per hit from Slark, and obviously Slark gains 3.
Milan sold his Desolator, and instead of going for the Ripper, he went for an MKB, which I think is a smart choice because of the Butterfly. Spell was stolen from the Lola Dance. That is the Refraction. Picked up again. Aegis was reclaimed in 2 minutes, by the way. And the rate this is going, I don't think we can use it anytime soon.
Yeah, they're pretty defensive right now without the Ravage. They want to wait that out since they're obviously not refreshing anytime soon. But they lose the top tier 3 just to Illusions. Samantha doing some work with that only 1 agility set on Silent here. He's 1 plus 71. But
the Rat Dota is real, man. Silent is, they're playing some extraordinarily good split pushing Dota here.
And so far it's worked. Oh my gosh, I just looked at Zeus's gold. Is he going to second dig on 5? Like, what the hell are you saving for?
Imushi status, 10k. He won't buy it on him until he gets it. I don't know what he buys now. First of all, he should get bots.
I mean, E-Blade, BOTs,
yeah.
Refresher, Aghanims,
both of those things.
Hex?
Yeah, all of those. All of
it. Just get 10 inventory slots.
Listen,
and buy
man,
all the
he's got
things.
7,000 gold. He's rich. This guy is 1%er if I've ever seen one.
Jeez.
Although
plumbing is paid off.
Yeah. Listen, man, he might be Mario-esque. This guy's immortal, though. Zeus. But, okay. So, 20 to 30, 64 minutes in. Dear Lord, it's getting long.
I mean, you buy something now, right? Like, what? Why don't you buy anything? There's got to be something that you can add to your inventory. You've got brown boots, you've got a Ghost Scepter. At least go the E-Blade. Like, if nothing else, you get some extra utility.
I'm not sure why he's not buying anything. I honestly don't know. He's waiting till the last possible moment to say, hey, listen, we need this item and we need it now. I guess so. The interest is starting to pile up. That's good. Alright,
here we go.
Is it time? Is it
They
happening?
got the Ravage times 2.
I mean, Cole's not even here. He's going to have to bots in. Milan's going to put some pressure.
Oh, if Milan cancels his TP, it would be absolutely insane. He's going to do it! Blink! Telekinesis! He's not
He got it! There's no TP coming in, and Milan cannot do this on his own. Grzine comes in, he's going to Ravage, he's going to go press well. They bring down Silent, he does have buyback. He's getting back into the fray. Double Ravage now. Grzine out of mana. Always want to fly into trouble. He's dead. Dakin goes. Wait for Milan. He has no ages. He is done. Meanwhile, hot footing it to the base is going to be that Slark. Grzine is going to fall. The right click's coming out. Mitch is in some trouble. Yoki, Diffuser play, double kill for Silent. Cole, you are too late to the party, my friend. Shadow Dance, he has no ages. Ice Path coming in and is just reclaimed, by the way. Dark Pack's going to go, and he is done. 4 dead. mYinsanity. Boss up to the top lane from Yoki. Onto the range group. They were about to die as well. Now they're chasing after Milan. Pops the Mantis out. He bought back and bots in. Replicate. Is he going to use it? Milan on the run, trying to get out of there. He is going to get the haste rune. He will make himself away. But the Diffuser play diffuses it off. BKB a bit too late to fuse a blade, as well as that Eye of Scotty going to work. Wait for him in 2 seconds. Can he catch him up in time? He has another diffuser blade charge. Will he use it? He is too far away. He pops the flutter. There's the diffuser blade. Melt Strike. Where's the vision? He needs some sort of detection coming out. Milan back up to the high ground. They will not chase any further. There's a search tower. Cole TP's in. Buyback. Another TP. And more buybacks coming into the backside of this. Cole is looking for a bash. A pistol blade. Silent has no buyback. If he dies here, pops the BKB. Morphic Strength. He has waveform down to the low ground. Pounce from Cole to get there even further. Blink looking for a bash. Silent is so slow. The Scotty going to work. The Ancient Seal, the Mystic Flare, the right click. Milan blows him up, but guess what happened top? They did get the range racks, but with no Silent for 120 seconds.
Without Morphling.
Oh no. Refresher picked up for Zeus, but this is not going to be
racks
easy.
Racks or no racks, they can take the base right now.
I think
they
this
have
might
the
be the end.
carries. Empire doesn't. Even Jakiro can't hold this 5 grand.
Blink in, Resolution, caught out, immediate bash. Ghost after Ghost is still pounced up though. He cannot get out. Zeus ult's going to go. Will he refresh is the question. Looks like he might have to. Cole gets low, but the Shadow Dance keeps him alive. Macro power up. Zeus buys back. Cole is dead! No buyback. Milan has no buyback either. They are doing it. They're staying alive. Somehow Dagon. Melt Strike going in. Always one of Fly's dead. Milan getting right with Resolution! There's going to be the usage of that pipe coming out. He is not done yet. Repel is still on. There is going to be the Ancient Seal. Concussive shot. We are not out of this one. Repel Milan is still so damn low. No regen, no lifesteal, no satanic. Up in the top lane, some illusions going to work on maybe getting that rack soon, but it's going to be difficult. Jump in, breakout, Resolution, Lightning Bolt, Dagon. Mitch is not done. There should be a Ravage. In fact, there is one Ravage up for Krazine, 2 in 20 seconds. Now there's the Guardian Angel coming in. They will get the kill. You do have Rubik dead. Resolution, can he do this? Guardian Angel, Melt Strike misses, goes up, the Resolution doesn't have buyback. Ravage number 1 goes in, Resolution should die here. Right click down, Rubik's dead, and they're about to lose everybody. Resolution did his best, did his damnedest. Guess who's back in 36 seconds though? Veil is up, Yoki misses, Ice Path run back into, there's the refresher for Krazine. Rax is taking down bottom, but it's not over yet. Silent is up in 26 seconds if they can hold off. Glyph is not available for a long time. And Zeus is still alive. He's regenning up. They've got to defend this now. 2 sets of racks might not be possible to hold. Milan, Arc Lightning going. Ice Path as well. Macro Fire. Dagon, great refraction from Milan. Pops the BKB. They leave. That is all they wanted. And the game is not over, Blaze. We are not done yet.
It's very favorable for mYI at this point in time, but it is definitely not over. We do have another Roshan though, and I think they're going right to it. So unless the Elder Titan can really cause some trouble with the stomp, with the Earth Splitter, no, he's just dying too fast. He can't even get over there in time.
There's no way they can test this.
Oh my gosh, this game is absolutely insane. This turned into just this incredible late game scenario where both teams are just playing out of their minds. Aloha Dance.
Silent. He's going to bots in. Silent's going to go to work. Silent is going to try to push in. They will lose an Aegis off the back end of this, but it doesn't matter. It's time for Silent to go to work.
Yeah, he's just going to Manta and he'll wait for him and stay back. But yeah, before, like, the big thing was that Aloha Dance blinks in, breaks on the Lincolns, and then cancels the TP. So
Silent, no! He gets Abyssal! He's going to more strength.
He gets Replicant to the base? No, to mid lane. Mid lane. Okay. I thought he actually might have sent the Replicant in offensively, but that would have been obviously very foolish. So, yeah, he has all the tools he needs between DKB and Manta to break out of anything but Abyssal Blade, and they can't kill him in 2 seconds. So, yeah, he'll be okay. But that's one thing that I was surprised about earlier. When Silent was caught out with no TP at all, he had Replicant off cooldown. He could have replicated and then sent that illusion anywhere but where he was running, because it was a very slow takedown. He couldn't escape through running, but maybe he could have used the Replicant to get out of there. So I was really surprised that Silent didn't at least try for that break when Slarp was just on top of him throughout that prolonged chase.
11 Bloodstone Sacks Resolution, man. I was actually so surprised, by the way, when he was holding the base. I thought as soon as Morphling was dead, it was
Pressure take on 5 Zeus, man.
Yeah, it's good. I mean, the only thing that stopped him from obliterating that entire squad was Repel and Refraction. Those abilities OP against Zeus. Ridiculous.
Yeah, the 2 diffusal carriers were not online, and actually Silent's got to buy a new diffusal.
Oh, no, he's hexed up now. Mystic Flare Ravage. No buyback, dead for 100 seconds. and that might be it. Melt Strike Resolution keeping it a bit too late. There will be the Zeus ult, double Zeus ult, but Cole avoids all of the Shadow Dance. He actually gets a link into Resolution is dead, and this is gonna be the game. mYinsanity, they find a pick off, they get a kill, they get two in fact. Two huge ones, and they'll take the racks mid, they'll head top, they'll get the Mega Creeps, and they'll try to do their best down bottom, but I think this is it, man. It's over.
Man, what a hell of a game, though. mYI taking the win here, one of their first in Starladder Season 11 group stages, and Empire, they almost had it. The record has been broken, though, and the 9-0 Morphling after 30 minutes on Silent is no more. They are going to be taking this one down. The Mega Creeps are here. The Tier 4 is under siege, and the last-ditch effort of Empire to try to hold this one. Their two damage dealers just can't respond fast enough.
Well, it was a good effort. They're not done yet, and they'll try to defend to the very last Ancient is done. But the Moonwells, the effigies, looks like this might be the end of it for Empire. They put a Hex game. Ravage is going to go just as zone. The Mount Telki needs to slow high damage spell seal. Go for it. Ice Path, Macropyre, Mitch, he's dead, but doesn't matter. That's going to be it. And with an amazing game, well played indeed, coming up from both squads. mYinsanity take it. 70 some odd minutes long. We couldn't ask for a better game number 2 to start off the day.
Yeah, that was insane. Really glad to be able to have cast that one with you, man. This was intense to the very last minute, and from the beginning of it, it just looked like they were almost going to get run over there. They really had issues in the early game getting their feet underneath them. Silent went for